Hi math friends, today we're looking at solving one-step equations part 1. The important things that we need to know as we're starting this are equation versus expression. We need to remember that an equation has an equal sign and an expression does not. An equation can be made of two expressions but having an equal sign between them. What we're looking for also with solving one-step equations is a solution. So at the end, we might have something like x equals a number like 5. We might have a different variable like m equals 2. Left to right, it might even be reversed. It might even be 5 equals x. It could be any number equals a variable. We want that variable to be by itself. So to get there, we're going to have to use inverse operations. If I see addition in my equation happening, then I have to think what is the inverse or what is the opposite? That would be subtraction. And if I go the opposite way, if I start with subtraction, I would have to go ahead and do addition. If I have multiplication, the opposite or the inverse would be division. If I have division, the opposite would be multiplication. There are other more advanced operations or math facts that we can use too. These are the 4 basic operations that we'll be studying in this unit. Isolating. So we heard that word earlier. The word isolating means to get that by itself or to get it alone. When you're in isolation, you're by yourself. So with this equation here, x plus 15 equals 22, I'd want to isolate or get the x variable by itself. In this equation, 89 equals x minus 21. Again, I'd want to get the x variable by itself in order to solve this. Now, when we're solving one-step equations, we look for inverses. So if we're using addition, the inverse would be subtraction. If we have subtraction, the inverse would be addition. If we have multiplication, the inverse would be division. If we have division, the inverse would be multiplication. We'll work on balancing equations and keeping things equal. When we see an equation like this, for example, 5x plus 2 equals 5, it might be easy to just say, well, that has to be 3 because I know that 3 plus 2 equals 5, and it's a really great way to solve that. But when we get to more advanced and more complicated equations, we're going to be looking at ways that we really should work on balancing and showing work. And we'll get into that in our next lessons as well.